Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Imperial Diecast, and today I want to do something different. Instead of a diecast car or plane, I want to review this resin collectible here, a 1/21 scale figure. Now, I have done some figure reviews in the past, but they've all been from the American Diorama collection meant for cars. This one, however, is a traditional franchise sort of collectible. This is probably the second most famous assassin in video gaming history, namely none other than the legendary Altair ibn La'ahad from the first game in the Assassin's Creed series that released all the way back in 2007 and was a next-gen title of its day, which became so popular that it spawned an entire franchise. A lot of Assassin's Creed games came out over the next decade, but for its 10th anniversary in 2017, Ubisoft partnered with Hachette Collections to launch a series this model is a part of, namely the Assassin's Creed Collection. Its official website used to be www.assassin'screedcollection.com, but it's offline now. However, on Hachette Collections, you should still find some info about the series, as you see right here. So, this was a subscription-based figure and magazine series which launched in 2017, almost 9 years ago, and Hachette would release a new issue every 14 days, so 2 per month, and they made a total of 80 issues, each containing a different character from the Assassin's Creed universe, which of course has become a major franchise over the past almost 20 years, releasing games almost on a yearly basis on multiple platforms, including some spin-off titles for mobile devices, and therefore a broad selection of historic eras have been covered. So it's not hard to imagine that you can indeed find 80 characters from the Assassin's Creed universe, although of course many of them will be NPCs, while the main characters number probably less than 24. So, because one issue came out every 2 weeks, these 80 issues were released over the next 160 weeks, so I assume the series ended sometime in early 2020. Each issue retailed for roughly €10, with the first one sold for a smaller price, I think like €3 to get people interested, but you can still find some of these 1/21 scale figures on eBay and such, for still relatively low prices. But many others, including Ezio and Connor from this series, are sold out. But surprisingly, the one and only Altair is still available, and that's probably because this was the first issue in the series, and so Hachette made like 10 times more Altairs than any other figures. Which is also why I managed to find this for €7. So I was like, this is a game from my childhood, so why not? Now, each issue had its figure accompanied by a small 12-page booklet that told you a bit about the character, its allies and foes, accompanied by screenshots and artwork from the game. But I wasn't able to get the magazine that came with this figure, so yeah. Now, of course, this is a static figure. There is zero articulation, but on the pro side, the casting is great. It doesn't suffer from the toy soldier syndrome that cheaper and smaller figures with articulation have, with like obvious-looking joints and such. So this makes for a great display piece, despite the smaller size. Here I have a 1/24 scale figure for comparison, and a 1/18 figure on the right, so at 1/21, he's right in between. And just everything about this model is really good, despite the size of about 9 centimeters, and especially for the price of like a couple of bucks, compared to bigger resin models easily going for triple digits. So let's begin the review by taking a closer look at his head, which is hidden behind the iconic hood. It's got that beak-like edge, and I like how his hood casts shadows on his face. The eyes, on the other hand, don't really make him look like Desmond. It's an Easter egg that the in-game model uses the same face for him as Desmond, so that's not reflected here, although you only notice this from a low angle. His weapon belt has like this metal clasp, which I think has the Abstergo logo in the game, but I'm not sure. Here, of course, it's just plain matte silver. I love his leather vambraces, or arm guards, I should say, as vambraces are those tubular things on upper arms in full plate armor. But these leather arm guards are also very nice and look the part, as they've got a special coat that makes them look leathery. They got buckles on the inside, and the right arm guard is shorter and has metal studs. As for the equipment he's carrying, he's got exactly 5 throwing knives, just like in the game. Although in the game I believe you can upgrade this capacity in 2 increments to 15 in total, making you pretty overpowered during late game, just flinging them at guards and dropping them from a distance. Although if they fall off a building and onto the street below, it would alert other guards, which was some really impressive crowd mechanics all the way back in 2007, which is 1 year before GTA 4 came out. Then, of course, the franchise's signatory hidden blade, which is extended and very fragile, as it did in fact snap off as I tried to straighten it a bit, so it has 0 flex and is brittle resin, I think, like the rest of the model, so I have stuck it back on using super glue. Here at the back you can see its full length and arm guard mount. Then he is carrying the sword of Altair, which should have an eagle's head-shaped pommel, but here they forgot to add that detail. He also has a curved short sword slung on his back. I'm not sure what this weapon is called. Scimitar, maybe? But in the game I believe it can swing faster than his main sword, but deals less damage per hit or something. In these back pouches I think he keeps medicine. It's been like 16 years since I played the game, so I can't remember correctly. I also believe the Altair in the game had a crossbow at some point, which you see in the trailer, and which is missing here. He's got leather boots with the buckles painted in silver. At the bottom we have some felt, and you've got it saying that it's officially licensed by Ubisoft. And then of course we have the base, where his name is not just printed, but carved in. So there you have it, guys. What do you think of this figure? Did you play Assassin's Creed? If you did, where would you rank Altair among your favorite protagonists? Will he get top place, or come in second, or drop further below? Let me know in the comments below. And also if you're interested in seeing more reviews of historical figures, not just cars and planes. Take care, this is Imperial Diecast, signing out.